So I took a second look at her.
This is the Ugly Duckling filly. You thought it was an ugly duckling.
That's it. And he said, this is going to be your racehorse. He said, she's got a very comfortable stride on her. She reaches out far, and she's just a heck of a lot more sensible. And so I figured we had $1,000 apiece in them. And then as we trained her as I never run her because as a 2-year-old we took her to River Downs, and she was so aggressive that her bones hadn't developed yet, and I could see that she was going to get knees on her and probably bow and ankles, osselets and stuff, and she was just too aggressive, and she was big. So we sent her back to the farm and let her grow into a 3-year-old. And the first time I ran her at Tampa Bay Downs going to mile 16th, a maiden special, she won. And she really wasn't even fit enough, but we were so eager. Should have been a little more patient with her, but she went anyhow. She went by a couple of lengths. Then we took her to Birmingham, Alabama last year, and I wanted to get to New Jersey, but I didn't know anybody in New Jersey, any trainers. So I ran it. She went race there, and I took her 345 miles over to Kentucky, Evansville at Ellis Park, and she ran with a stakes-winning horse over there called Whitesburg Express. Finished second to her, went down 136 and 2 going a mile, and she just steadily got better and better. But she's a New Jersey bred, and I was thinking if I could get her up
place for it than right here in New Jersey.
Yeah, and so then when I talked to Randy Soth a couple 2 or 3 weeks ago, at first I wasn't going to come over because the rent over here is atrocious.
Well, welcome to Casino City, Bobby.
But true, I guess so.
Welcome to that's what's happening.
At any rate, I got to thinking it's still better to come on over here. We had first turned our stalls back in because Randy gave us stalls, and just happened somebody canceled those stalls when I called over. He said, well, Bobby, I got some stalls if you want to come over. So everything worked out real good. We're here. I've got a horse in, this being Thursday when this is shown.
That's right. You have a horse in tonight, right?
I have a horse in the first race tonight called Worldly News. Worldly News.
Worldly News.
Worldly News. He's in tonight, and
does he play too? Does he play any guitar?
No, but he's the one that your photographer took a picture of.
Okay, the ones we had in the edition of the press, I believe.
True. He's the one I was holding
Tuesday
by the
morning.
Head. So
I had the opportunity to discover Bobby in my travels out there, and
he'll be our first candidate.
I had an opportunity to write about you, and I enjoyed that. One thing about the race course, there's probably more colorful characters around the race course than you'll find in a lot of other entities in the world of sport. And as I was out there last Monday morning, you actually played a little bit for us, and I'd like to call on you now, Bobby, on Sports Notebook.
Anytime somebody else will hold still and listen to me,
I'd like to ask you to entertain us now on Sports Notebook. This is a first. We're going to bring a little culture to our show tonight.
Let me grab my
grab your guitar
trusty axe here.
And
here's let me do a song that a friend of mine, Tom T. Hall, wrote, and it sort of fits the occasion. It's called Faster Horses, Younger Women, Older Whiskey, and More Money. He was an old-time cowboy, don't you understand? His eyes were razor sharp, and his face was leather tan. His toes were pointed inward from hanging on a horse. He was an old philosopher, of course. He was so thin, I swear you could have used him for a whip. He had to drink a beer to keep his britches on his hips. I knew I had to ask him about the mysteries of life. He spit between his boots and he replied, it's faster horses. He said it don't do men no good to pray for peace and rain. Peace and rain is just a way to say prosperity, and buffalo chips is all it means to me. Well, I told him I was a poet, I was looking for the truth. I do not need women, whiskey, horses, or the loot. I said that I'm a writer, my soul was all on fire. He looked at me and said, you are a liar. Son, it's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, more money. Well, I was disillusioned, now if I say the least. Well, I grabbed him by the collar and I jerked him to his feet. There was something cold and shiny laying by my head, and I started to believe the things he said. Now my poet days are over and I'm back to being me, as I enjoy the peace and comfort of reality. If my boy ever asks me what it is that I have learned, I think that I will gladly affirm, son, it's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, more money. It's faster horses, younger women, older whiskey, more money.
Bobby, I think I'm going to live that philosophy. Faster horses, younger women.
Older whiskey.
Older whiskey and more money. I'll tell you what, I think I have to learn to live my life by that creed.
That's a Tom T. Hall tune that Tom's a good friend of mine from over at Nashville for Kentucky Boys, which has written many great songs, Harper Valley PTA and Watermelon Wine and those type of things. He wrote that one, and it sort of fits the atmosphere of my lifestyle, you know.
Could you do one more for us?
Be glad to. I'd like to remind everybody, I'm playing at a little club for the first time called the Rustic Lounge this coming Sunday night from 6 till 10.
Okay.
We start a little earlier so I can get out of there and get back, get a little sleep so we get up early. As you know, most of us get up awful early training the race horses. And it's called the Rustic Lounge out in, it's on Highway 30.
Route 30 to White Horse Pike.
White Horse Pike, and it's, I think the little town's called Elm.
Elm, okay. That's 6 to 10 Sunday night, so if you want to catch Bobby picking a little bit, you can come out and hear him. He's going to do one more song for us. Bobby, what are you going to play for us?
All right, let's try Cheatin Heart. Everybody likes that. Hank Williams. Your cheating heart will make you weep. You'll cry and cry and try to sleep, but sleep won't come the whole night through. Your cheating heart will tell on you when tears come down like falling rain. You'll toss around and call my name. You'll walk the floor the way I do. Your cheating heart will tell on you. Your cheating heart will pine someday and crave the love you threw away. The time will come when you'll be blue. Your cheating heart will tell on you when tears come down like falling rain. You'll toss around and call my name. You'll walk the floor the way I do. Your cheating heart will tell on you.
Woo! I'll tell you, Bobby, who said there's no culture in southern New Jersey? Well, listen, it's getting near post time.
Okay.
And we want to get you back out to the plant out there in Hamilton Township, but I certainly want to thank you for joining us and bringing some country western flavor to Sports Notebook.
Well, thanks, Bobby, for the nice article in the paper.
Much.
Thanks for having me
and let's have some winners out there.
And I hope I get to meet a lot of new friends here at Atlantic City Racecourse.
I'm sure you will.